one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
You ain't shit, and you're never gonna be shit with your little ass dick. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, you nigga with the sauce. And the one they call it Don too. Man, fuck y'all niggas.
Ayo. Dayo. That was terrible.
What's up, everybody? Sauce with the Don here with another one. What number are we up to, Kevin?
We're going to call this one number 20. You know, that's that big 2-0. That's that, you know, when you get 2 balls and no strikes. You know, when you get, when you don't become a teenager no more, when you survive teenage pregnancy. That's what this is. This is that big 2-0.
20. All right, so yesterday was your birthday, right?
It was my birthday yesterday, Wednesday, February 1st. I became number 23.
That's that Jordan year.
It's that Jordan year, man. I'm hoping to leap over all these niggas in every which way. You know, I'm trying to succeed in life, but everything is baby steps. So we're here, you know, we blessed to survive another year. I think age is a blessing. You know, people be like, oh, I'm getting so old, but it's a blessing to be able to live 23 years because there's people who don't make it past 0. There's people who in this hood who don't make it past 12. So it's that's how you got to think about it. And thankfully with God, I've made it this far.
Yeah, so yesterday was a big day in news. It was your birthday, all right? So let's get that out the way. And Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Lil Wayne.
Holy shit, man.
Took a picture together.
Holy fucking shit, man. That is that really made my heart like grow 1,000 times bigger like the Grinch. It's Drake, Lil Wayne, and Nicki Minaj, 3 of my favorite rappers that ever existed on this planet. 3 of the rappers, all 3 of them have been on Complex's list of top rapper of the year in their respective years. And I'm excited, you know, I knew this was going to happen. I knew once Nicki Minaj was going to break up with Meek that they were gonna at least Drake, and definitely Lil Wayne. Because you got to know their chemistry, bro. Truffle butter?
Yo.
What?
When I saw the picture, I was so happy. Like, I was like, yes, finally. Yo, this is what Wayne needed. I'm telling you, and I hope Wayne uses them, like, to the full of his...
You know how much money they
advantage,
can
like,
make off each other? Like,
yo, imagine they drop, like, a collab, like, album.
I doubt that.
That'd be crazy.
Young Money, that's like...
But just them 3?
It wouldn't happen.
And then with like, a Tiger feature?
They don't... I mean, yeah. But Tiger's not on Young Money anymore. So.
Yeah, no, but he's still...
But I'm very excited. I'm very happy that, you know, they've come to their senses and are not going to drop that heat. Because niggas need to understand that although Young Money doesn't put out any other artists other than those 4, they are a strong duo, strong trio when it comes to them 3. Like, they've been on the Summer Jam stage, killing it.
All together, I was there.
Yeah, man, like... When Nicki Minaj would bring fucking Lil Wayne on her concerts, like Drake would bring Lil Wayne in Houston. It's just a beautiful thing to see, and I'm glad that everybody can come back together. That's the thing, like, you know, even in our personal lives, I've seen like my friends get a boyfriend or get a girlfriend, and they've disappeared for a while. You know, they go on with them, with rightfully so. You know, they're trying to have their honeymoon stays, they're trying to be with their bae. And sometimes other people get blocked off for that, you know? And it's completely natural. But in the end, your friends are always there to come back. And I'm glad that Nicki Minaj, you know, once she ended that relationship, she went back to Drake.
The thing is, like, when Lil Wayne gave an interview to ESPN the other day, and this was way before, like a month ago, I think, or a couple weeks ago, before the picture came out, and he was giving an interview. He's like, yeah, I'm working with Drake, I'm working with Nicki Minaj, and then Nicki Minaj just pops up in the background. I got so happy when I saw that. I was like, okay, they're working together. That's cool. Now all they need is Drake. And then when I saw the picture of all of them together, I was like, yes. Because, and Nicki took a picture with Drake just by himself too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool too, because, like, she was a ride or die for Meek. Someone that works so well with Drake, when Drake is the biggest superstar in the world right now, and then you're not gonna, like, do anything, talk about him, say anything about him, work with him, be seen with him, take a picture with him, just because your boyfriend is having beef with him, and you've known Drake longer, and you came up together. You know, like you guys were from like the bottom together. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Drake's he's a bigger person because I'd feel some type of way. Like, oh, now you want to come because you broke up with Meek. But at the same time, I'd understand because I was beefing with your
You
boyfriend.
gotta understand.
So.
And then Drake, it doesn't matter because Drake is still out here stunting. He's still out here working. He's still out here being the best. And he didn't necessarily need Nicki Minaj. He always said it, like, I'm in love with Nicki Minaj. Like, that's his baby. I don't think that was ever going to change. And I definitely think he understood because Drake has had girls leave him all the time. He sings about this shit. And then, so Drake knows it. And he's probably crying inside, happy that he finally, and now he can relate to her more because they're both in their 30s. Yeah. Maybe Drake's not a young lad for her anymore. Maybe he finally, getting them jeans. Because the jeans are mighty fitted.
Yeah, so that was cool. Young Money's back. That's how Birdman posted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he posted it on. He was like, lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Everybody's like, yo, pay Wayne. I was reading the comments. I was like, come on.
Please, he does got to pay Wayne. Hopefully they do. I don't think, at this point, I don't think Lil Wayne's going to drop anything.
Yo, I'm actually hearing that he's got 3 albums done already, which is Carter 5, Funeral, and another album.
I forgot what it was called, though. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He has another album, and he has Dedication 6 ready.
Right.
And he's just ready. He's locked and loaded ready. And I've heard that he has mainstream hits waiting. And now if he's working with Drake and Nicki, he can do something.
Yeah, I heard he has a new sound apparently now, and maybe he did stay true to what he said when he said that he hasn't made the greatest music of his life yet, and that he hasn't reached the zenith of his career. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that Lil Wayne's gonna, make it like he was before. Selling a milli first week.
Oh, nah. I mean, it's possible, but you just gotta do something crazy.
Well, you gotta think about it. Rappers who are hot now, I guess not Drake, but like Migos, like they're not gonna be selling. They were mad hot right now. They got 2 bang hits, and they're not gonna sell a milli.
But it's people that sell a milli. It's usually
older people.
No, I'm not gonna say older people, but it's usually like they have a momentum going. So like the first album, you're not gonna sell a milli unless you're 50 Cent. But that momentum he had from Eminem's career pushed him to get almost a milli on his first.
But that was also
album.
And also 2000s when people were still buying albums.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. But all right, 2008 when nobody was buying albums, Lil Wayne sold a milli first week, and his album I had leaked. So you got like think about that. Get me?
Yeah, I got you.
So
I get you, fam.
But the thing is, his momentum, what he was doing at the time, that's why it happened. He had sold like 500 of the Carter 2.
Right.
So and then after the Carter 2, he did Stunting Like My Daddy or whatever,
right.
Like Father Like Son, and dropped every like two to three mixtapes.
The Drought 3, pretty much.
The Drought 3.
No Ceilings.
Dedication 2. No Ceilings was after the Carter 3, but. And he was on everybody's feature. So he was doing something smart. He was everywhere. So then, and giving a lot of free music. So when it was time for him to drop his album, everybody was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this album. And it was a milli first week.
Crazy.
And same thing goes for the Carter 4. So like, Lil Wayne goes to jail, drops 2 albums while he's in jail. Or Rebirth and what's the other one?
I'm Not a Human Being.
I'm Not a Human Being, right? He drops those 2 albums. And then after that, he gets out of jail, and then he starts getting on everybody's feature again. And then I don't think he was going to sell a milli first week had he not dropped Sorry for the Wait. He got everybody all amped up again. He was dropping singles that were like popping, 6 foot, 7 foot. She Will, How to Love. Like he was
How to Love.
Yeah. So and then when it came out, everybody bought it again. And it leaked early too.
It did leak early, and it was very impressive. He should have made a milli part 2.
Yo, a milli part 2 was basically 6 foot, 7 foot.
Why do you say? Not a milli part 2. I don't know, because a milli came out before he sold the million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the free mix.
Oh yeah, a million first week. Yeah.
Or Billy. That's Jay-Z. Anyway.
Speaking of Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, yo, Jay-Z. He's planting his seed in God's womb, and we'll soon have the angel of the earth with Beyonce. We all know that Beyonce and Jay-Z are considered royalty, just like the Kim Kardashians of America, and of course of this industry. Beyonce's bae. I was saying that watch Kim Kardashian come up and say that she's pregnant to try and steal the spotlight. I commented that on someone's Facebook post of Beyonce was like, watch Kim K come and try, and she's gonna be like, who's Kim? I was like, damn, you had to chill. And now Beyonce's picture of her announcing it is the most liked picture on Instagram.
Yeah, it has like 8 million last time I checked.
And that's crazy impressive, you know.
That is crazy.
Before that, it was Selena Gomez with a Coke bottle. You know what it was before that?
What, Taylor Swift?
Nah, the picture of at Kanye and Kim's wedding, like when they're kissing each other.
Really?
Yeah, that was the most liked for a while.
Wow.
And I'm very happy for them, you know. Now we just got to see what they're gonna call their twins. Hopefully, it's like Brooke and Lynn.
Yeah.
That-
I just like the picture. Now it's at 8,846,716.
Do you think celebrities like turn off their notifications so they don't get all that crazy shit?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, their phone would die right away.
Or they don't have Instagram on their personal phone.
Or maybe that. But that's gotta be boring.
I don't know. Whatever phone you may have.
Man, if I had 1 million followers and getting like likes like Beyonce, I would be looking through everything.
I mean, you can't.
Not everything,
you can't
but
yeah.
I'd look through a whole bunch of stuff. I feel
Of
like
course.
Beyonce does not look at it.
I'm
all.
sure Beyonce doesn't. Not at all. Or maybe she does.
Maybe. I highly doubt it.
She's she's like out of this world. She's not really one of us in this world.
Yeah. But yeah, congratulations to them. They're gonna have twins. I think that's crazy.
You think they paid for those twins or they're natural?
What do you mean?
Well, like nowadays you can like pay to get how you want your babies to be or what kind of eggs you put in, like.
Oh, so then they definitely did that. I was always thinking, I was like, how
Because Pharrell Williams
had triplets?
Had triplets.
He paid for that?
That's what like Charlemagne and DJ Envy said. Like Charlemagne was like, how much do you think they pay for them? And then he's like, and she's like, why would you say that? He's like, you think like they had triplets like that? Like, no, they definitely paid for those triplets. And DJ was like, yeah, they probably paid for it. He's like, I'm thinking about paying to get a son because I have a feeling that like I've had 2 daughters now and I'm gonna have another daughter next, and I think I gotta pay for my son
What?
because I really want a son.
Yo, that's some rich shit. Like, you get to pay for what child you can have or how many?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they definitely paid. Though, because I was thinking, I was like, yeah, Jay-Z probably did want to have twins. Like, they did want to have twins just because it's been so long since they had kids already.
5 years.
Yeah, so, like,
I didn't think they were gonna have another kid.
I thought they were going to have one, not anytime soon.
Well, I mean, you have to have it soon. Well, I guess nowadays, you know, girls or women are able to freeze their eggs. Do you think that's what Beyonce did? Or she's still young enough to, it doesn't matter. Just like Janet Jackson, she was able to have a kid at 50.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy,
Well,
too.
she froze her eggs, and then they put the zygote together and they put it inside her.
What?
And then it formed.
Yo, Jackson family keep fucking around with that science and shit.
Science, bro, it's the crazy thing. I mean, that's a great thing for women, you know, because you know how like women and men, that's one thing that we aren't really equal. Women have a clock when they can have a baby, or like they did. You know,
And guys don't?
we can have a baby at 80 years old, like our sperm still works, but women's eggs, you know, after like 42 or like 40, you're really not supposed to, because your kid can like come out retarded or something.
Oh my goodness.
And so that's like a big thing. So like if you're a woman, successful woman, and then you're like 33, you're still not married, you're probably thinking, and your biological clock is running out in order for you to have a baby, you're thinking like, I gotta get pregnant now if I want to start a family.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you're able to freeze your eggs, it gives women the ability to start a family when they want to, like we are able to. Instead of saying, oh my God, I'm about to turn 40, I gotta start putting my sperm into girls, you know, so I can have a baby. Ours doesn't run out. And so it's good. It's a good thing. It's a way to have like, you know, push it more so we can become equal, and women wouldn't get paid less in the workplace and stuff like that. Ja feel, man?
Yeah.
And yeah, so one thing I'm really excited about is I Decided. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our first album review. I'm going to film it tomorrow. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. And hopefully have it posted by Saturday. So you guys check it out. I'm honestly predicting that I don't think the album's going to be that good. Just hearing the snippets, but I don't know.
Oh, you've heard snippets?
Of like his listening parties.
Oh, I haven't heard anything. I'm
And
going into it blind.
I have a feeling that it's going to be a little bit like too conscious and like too like slow.
I just really want to hear the Eminem feature.
I want to hear the Eminem feature too. It's
Who else
probably
is
gonna,
featured on it?
Jane Aiko, Jeremiah, and like 2 other people. It's not that many features.
Yo, Future should have been featured. Jay-Z should have been featured.
Freaking Kanye West should have been featured.
Yeah, but it sounds like they're not even like working together anymore.
Kanye and Big
Sounds
Sean. I mean, I'm sure they still see each other. Just fine. Because Kanye's working with everyone.
But yeah, I decided I was looking forward to it before I saw the track listing
Why?
because I saw it and it was like lackluster to me. I mean, I haven't heard the songs yet, but I like features. I love features.
I like features too, but now
I don't like when it's just one person, unless that person is Future. Like that, I'll listen to. But like, if it's just J. Cole the whole time, I get bored. If it's just Big Sean the whole time, I'll get bored.
It
If
depends
it's
on.
just Lil Wayne the whole
But
time,
it's
I'll
not
get
just
bored.
it's
Like,
not just Big Sean the whole time. He has some features.
I know, but it's not that many, and there's not that many songs. Which
There's
I
like
mean,
13 songs.
That's not that much.
I mean, you don't need a full-fledged 20 songs anymore. People, because they could just use the other material that they would have used for that and put it out later because everyone wants more shit. And he's gonna drop another album with Jay Nyko, so
Yawn.
why on?
I don't know. I was trying to listen to that.
I mean, I love Janae Aiko, but their first album, like, I didn't really bump it like that. But the song I Know on Big Sean's album is really good with Janae Aiko.
Oh yeah.
Regardless, so next topic. Tell me what you think about the Uber ban that happened, or not the Uber ban, but like hashtag ban Uber or hashtag delete Uber that everybody's going.
Well,
and tell me what you think about hashtag delete.
I mean,
Boycott Starbucks.
All right. Well, boycotting Starbucks, that's not gonna happen.
Not at all.
I don't drink Starbucks. At the same time, I don't really use Uber like that anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. I don't really take taxis because I drive. I have my own car and I drive everywhere. So I don't really care. But I mean, if you're gonna go and delete Uber because the CEO is cool with Trump or whatever, if that's the case, don't drink Pepsi no more.
Don't go to Walmart.
Okay.
Won't watch anything on TV because it's all owned by Disney. Because the head of Disney is on the economic board for Trump. So ESPN, ABC, fucking Disney Channel.
But yeah, there's. I feel like all the protesters and stuff, they pick and choose what they want to get mad about.
I feel like now, before everybody would get mad about everything and then forget about it a week later. Now people are getting mad about everything and then protesting for a few days.
Yeah.
And every week there's been a protest since the Women's March.
Yeah.
Which is very good. People are exercising their amendment right and they're doing it the way so people can hear them. And I like that. I really do like that. But there are things people need to think before they act, I feel. Specifically with like the delete Uber. People are just going off a tweet and what others are tweeting about it and then don't want to think for themselves. If you guys don't know, the delete Uber came about because for 1 hour, the taxi drivers of NYC were going to boycott the airport, JFK, for 1 hour, as a protest, which is great. I think that's amazing.
No, that's kind of annoying.
But Uber, as a business one and as a provider of a service, they wanted to make sure that people would get a ride. Because if you have a 70-year-old woman, 80-year-old woman, just got off the plane, all these protesters are going crazy in the airport, you're like what the hell? You go to get a taxi, Seattle taxis aren't anywhere. You're like, oh my God, my son is not here to pick me up. You're going to fucking take that Uber, okay? When you have the family that has he just came back from Hawaii with his 5 kids, probably some white nigga, rich white nigga, and his kids are running around, all these protesters are going crazy, and he's going to need to get home also. And that's why you have the Uber. It's a service that they were providing.
You can protest all you want. Cool. Protest. Just don't disrupt. I mean, a protest is kind of a disruption, but all right, don't cause traffic because I'm in traffic all the time for stuff that has nothing to do with protests, and that shit pisses me off. So if it's a protest, I'm gonna be tight. And I probably wouldn't even support whatever it is they're protesting anymore. That shit would get me tight. So I don't know.
That's exactly what it is.
Just think about everybody else. Be considerate. Like, we get it. The people that you're protesting about aren't.
People don't get it.
I don't know.
People don't get it, and that's what a protest is meant to be. It's meant to be disruptive. Like in the 60s when people would have sit-ins at the restaurant. That was disruptive, and it was necessary for the future or the betterment of, people of color in the South. It is exactly what it is, a protest, a disruptive protest. And it is annoying. That's why I take the train most places, even though I have a car. But, yeah, and then also with the Starbucks, boycott Starbucks. The reason they wanted to boycott Starbucks is because they put out a message saying that they're going to try and hire 10,000 refugees internationally over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my God, like, how are you going to do this? You should be hiring people in our country, or what about our veterans? You got to be hiring them. Like, how are you going to help the refugees first? Oh, boycott Starbucks.
That one's hilarious.
What niggas don't know, first of all, is that Starbucks has a veterans program. Number one,
Yeah.
they have hired, thousands of veterans to work at their Starbucks over the years. It's been a part of their thing for people don't want to read this. And in the refugees one, they wanted to first get grant occupations for people who worked with the military, albeit translators. People telling secrets about it that you needed on those refugee lands. You feel me?
Yeah.
So people don't read into things, and they're like, "Oh, just boycott Starbucks," and that definitely is not happening.
My thing, I've been seeing a lot of memes on Trump supporters that they say, "Oh, we shouldn't focus on any refugees until there's no veterans that need help, until there's no homeless people in America." Like, they're basically what they're saying is we have homeless people and veterans that we should take care of before we take care of refugees. Mm-hmm. First of all, if that is your logic, if you're really gonna think about that, why do you want to pay for a $20 billion wall? Mm-hmm. If you're going to pay for... Literally, think about it. Right now, what's going on? Nobody's paying for no wall. Right now, we can use that money and help the veterans you want to help, and help the homeless people you want to help. Mm-hmm. Because you want to say, oh, well, we want to focus on them, but I'm positive they probably don't give anything to them anyway.
Definitely not.
So
Definitely not.
If you focus and put programs in to help veterans, help homeless people in America... And first of all, you use all that money, and then we'd be able to help refugees too. Everybody's happy, but we're not gonna be happy with this stupid wall that's not gonna get built.
Yeah, and
anytime soon.
I saw this meme today. It's like, there's one little problem with your wall, and then it shows the wall built.
Yeah.
And then like
The
arrows
water.
pointing into the water.
Yeah, I mean, 40% of illegal immigrants come in by plane.
Wow.
Like, okay, you're stopping. I don't even know what the percentage is of people crossing the border, but I'm sure there's a lot that come in through the water.
Yeah, and like there's trains that you could hide on the trains and shit. It's just ridiculous. The wall's not gonna do anything. I promise you that. There's a black zone that exists between North Korea and South Korea, and where there's mines, where there's people with snipers waiting to shoot you while you try to cross that black zone, and people make it.
Yeah,
Okay, I promise you, this wall will not do shit.
That's another meme I saw. That it was saying North Korea. If you sneak into North Korea, you get shot at or do hard time. If you sneak into Iran, you get shot at and killed and hard labor in jail. And he's like, so why is America letting people in? I was like, why are you comparing America to North Korea and Iran? Like, if that's the case, go live over there and tell me how it is. I mean, North Korea also has the fact that you can't say anything about the fucking Kim Jong-un or whatever.
Yeah.
If you say, why don't you say that? Oh, North Korea, you don't get to talk about their leader or else you get killed. So why does America get to talk about their leader? Like, what are you talking about? It's just dumb.
In North Korea, if I steal an apple, I get sent to the concentration camps. My family does, and they stay there for 3 generations. My grandson will be born knowing that his grandfather, fucked up and made them be there for 3 generations in the concentration camp.
Hey, well, guess what? Are you gonna steal an apple?
No.
Right.
I'm not stealing no apple.
So mission
people do
accomplished.
it though. I mean,
North Korea people are hungry.
I fucking forgot what I was reading, but man, there was like a kid who thought he did something good. He was working or something, and then he thought like maybe something fell. And he like picked it up for his sergeant or something, and he thought he was doing a good thing, and he was completely wrong and got sent to the concentration camp for 3 generations.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and I wish people say, oh, why are we worrying about the refugees? Why don't we worry about North Korea where they're violating human rights? This is a whole big world that there's so many problems, man. So many problems, and we as a nation
that claims is the best,
that claims is the best,
claims freedoms for all, united. I don't know.
We're not united right now. We're divided. This is the divided states of America. It's, you know, and what the problem is, divided, we're weaker. We're so much stronger when we're together. So many things can be done if we work together. And it's just a thing. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Hopefully, man, I'm hoping that, you know, in the next 20, 30 years that our generation or people below us are able to supersede this generation existing now. Hopefully these like old 70-year-old politicians are like, will die, retire, and then we can take those positions and hopefully for the greater good. I mean, but I know there will be bad people who those politicians' kids or and people like that, they're teaching their kids to be this way.
I mean, the closest, the most I've seen the United States together, united, was after 9/11. That was probably the most I've ever seen everyone.
Yes.
Pretty much, for the most part.
Because you still had people in Brooklyn beating up taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Even though, and like most taxi drivers are Sikhs, which are Christian, and so people don't even know about that. And people were scared to open up their mail and shit like that. Like that also was very scary. And when the next terrorist attack comes, I bet you it's looming. I bet you something's coming. Like World War III might be coming. It's scary out here. You know what is another thing, man? Like how we must be viewed outside of America.
Yo, everybody hates America.
Like people already hated America. You know, I had international students in my school who hated it. Like hated the culture, hated how people acted. There's this one of my boys who's a Marine. He ended up marrying this Russian chick who was in my school. She ended up transferring to school in Russia. He graduated, but they ended up getting married. But he would tell me, he's like, "Yo, my girlfriend hates America. She hates it here. She thinks she loves Putin. Like everybody in Russia loves Putin."
Ew.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. We don't know what's gonna happen, and hopefully that we are able to continue to hustle and not let anyone else dictate our lives. But do we really have a choice in the end, or do we? Or I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't know where we're going with that.
I don't know. You can't go on Facebook anymore.
Yo,
Literally, all of Facebook is just political.
And it's not even real politics. We're like in this new world of new politics of like that people are just arguing. People just read to react. People don't read to listen. People don't see to, hear someone else out and be like, you know what, I feel you, but let me do this. People are just trying to troll. People are just trying to talk shit about each other.
Well, my favorite hobby to do now is go on Twitter and see whatever Fox posts and then look at the comments that people saying. And I just literally my go-to phrase for them is eat a dick. I'm like, yo, eat a dick.
Yo,
eat a dick.
So
shut up, eat a dick. That's literally what I say to everyone.
I was hanging with my friend last week, and she has this other friend who's in law school with her, and when she hangs out with him, he apparently has another Twitter account that's not his, that is like anonymous,
Yeah.
where he trolls. But he's like, I'm not gonna. He told my friend is telling me, she's like, he wouldn't tell me what the Twitter was or like show me what he's talking about or anything because it's like too crazy apparently. And I asked her, I was like, did you get a chance? Does this picture an egg? And she was like, you know what? Maybe it is. I think it is an egg actually. And I was like, that's definitely like a troller right there. I was like, damn, he's a troller. Like he's the one who goes on Twitter and like talks shit to everyone. Everyone who's afraid to like say shit will have an egg as their AVI.
My favorite thing is when people will go and say, oh, you're a snowflake, this and that, you're a pussy, this and that, and then block me. Yo, that shit blows mine. I'm like, yo, are you calling me a pussy, but you blocked me? So I go on my other page that I made a long time ago and be like, why'd you block me? Like, you're the pussy.
Did they ever respond?
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck you. It's funny because it's the same name. I'll show you it. It's really funny. So, like, I went in on some guy, and I had to go on my other account. At the end, I ended up putting the GIF. Oh, he blocked me. or he deleted it. But whatever. I don't know.
I cannot waste no time, bitch. I'm really timeless. I cannot walk outside without any diamonds.
All right, here it is. So, Beyonce reveals she's expecting twins with husband Jay-Z. And then that was Fox News that tweeted that. And I said, oh, I didn't say anything. Some guy was like, well, she dressed them up like Black Panthers too.
Damn.
And I said, better than KKK members, LMFAO. And then somebody commented, like, not really. Like what? Yeah, really? What are you talking about? He's like, you brought it up, not me. I've never seen people dress up like KKK at a Super Bowl and never will. And I was like, they're in the crowds and own the teams. And then he's like, come on now. I don't like either group. But let's be honest. Only one is allowed to dance at the Super Bowl. I was like, did you know that Martin Luther King was considered a huge threat to the FBI and was vilified just like the Black Panthers? And then he's like, just stop. You're not helping. I was like, go pray to God and ask him for some answers. I'm guessing you didn't know. Because his thing was all about God on his page. And then he's like, yeah, BLM, bro. Go have fun with that. I was like, Black Lives Matter. And I bet it just irks you. You're an all lives matter type, right? Except refugees. Go pray. You need God. And then he said, I have God, you racist bitch. And then he blocked me. So then I went on my other page. I was like, you obviously don't. And Snowflake couldn't handle the truth, so you block me. LMFAO pussy, go eat a dick and pray.
Damn.
and then I was like, such fine language from someone who has God. And then he was like, bitches in the dictionary, and I do have God, this and that. And then he called me a pussy because my picture, he said, you're covering your mouth and holding your crotch, because that's the picture. And he's like, you're a pussy for that. And I was like, you're corny. And a gif of someone eating corn.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you have time to troll niggas. Like,
Well, sometimes I'd be bored, but I'm not trolling. I'm just answering back trolls.
I feel you. But you're also trolling at the same time.
Sometimes.
Nah, pretty much all the time. But it's all good. What's crazy, I feel like people haven't been talking about Black Lives Matter recently.
Well, I mean, there hasn't been a police shooting on video of a black person
that has been
unarmed black person right now.
I bet there is.
I do not like talking about it because it's literally gonna happen like next week now.
Yeah, well,
every time I say, you know what, it's been quiet. Thank God. I'm sure
there's black people getting shot.
Yeah, but I'm saying there hasn't been on camera.
And also, like, people, I mean, as of like 2 weeks ago, was it like 400 shootings in Chicago? Right now, there's probably like 800. You know, first month of January, I bet you it's like out of this world.
Oh, well, it was only like 300 for January.
Oh, okay. And then how
only
many?
Like 10 people dead or something.
Nuh-uh.
Something like that.
Not only 10 people dead. More than that.
300 shootings.
10 would be good. That'd be great. It was not 10.
I don't know.
And yeah. That, like, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, like, it's just crazy. I don't even, like, I don't think all lives matter. And I don't think Black Lives Matter. I think most lives matter. Because there's some evil niggas out here that, you know, will kill niggas for no goddamn reason. Like, even, I was reading this thing of, like, this girl who was, she went with her family to some, like, place to eat. It was, like, a place where you get, like, ice cream and shit.
Uh-huh.
And you gotta think, like, you know, you're gonna go get this ice cream and, you know, have a good time with your family, eat it, this sweet thing, like, you know, you're going there not to be shot. And then outside of these two goons, or two niggas, or two people who, I guess, had beef and decide to shoot each other, one bullet goes stray and hits the girl and dies.
Damn.
Like, you don't bring that shit there, okay? You handle your shit somewhere else.
You should just handle anything. You could just
And-
talk it out.
Okay, you could just talk it out. That'd be
Walk it
great.
out.
But that's not happening, okay? Dylan Roof, his life, to me, don't matter. He deserves to die, okay? He killed all these people who were so nice to him. Trying to start a race war. His life doesn't matter to me. And there's more people like that who exist who are evil, pure evil.
Well, his life did matter to the cops because they got him Burger King.
And they didn't kill him.
Exactly.
'Cause I promise
he
you-
wasn't resisting. That's the favorite thing to say.
So stupid. I promise you, if it was a person of color in a white church or a black church, they would have killed him. I promise
Well,
you.
I mean, every time it's a black person shooting or stabbing someone, they end up dead.
Yeah.
Not
It's
saying that they
ridiculous.
don't deserve to be dead, but it's just funny that they will end up dead.
Right, exactly that. They
But a
decide
dude shoots up a school,
grab him.
they end up getting to shoot themselves. Or a dude shoots up the
Movie theater?
He's still good.
He's still
I don't
good.
think he's done with court yet.
Like, it's just completely ridiculous. And that's also just a deeper issue of, like, in the end, you know, in the beginning of this country, people of color or African Americans were treated as 3/5 of a person. So and that's just how it still is today. They think less of them, or us, I should say. I don't know. I don't want to like put myself into that category. But people think less of people of African Americans because that's how it was. They are 3/5 of a person. And if you believe that, there's no way like we're eventually going to be equal. And that's an inherent issue that exists. And that's generational, that's institutional. And yeah, even black cops hate black people. They're trained to do that. It's ridiculous. And also like fucking hate this Blue Lives Matter shit. Not that people are saying it. You made such a good point, bro. I never even thought of it like that. That you in the end you
tell the story.
In the end, the story. I mean, so one of our boys who like I have beef with or whatever. Apparently, we have beef
with you.
He gets bad vibes from me, which I don't really give a fuck. He just like reposted a meme or something, and
no. Somebody posted a story about how a girl in their class was saying Blue Lives Matter, and then the professor was like, Blue lives aren't real, black people are, so shut up before I fail you. And then like they put a gif of like cheering, and it was like, and then this kid he commented on it.
He was like, LMAO, Blue Lives Matter though.
Yeah, he's like, Blue lives do matter though. And I was like, I commented, I was like, Blue lives aren't real, bro. And then he said, cops. And I said, get to take off their uniform at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of their shift. That's what I said.
And also, cops sign up. They just choose to be a police officer. Choose to serve, to protect us. Choose to put their lives in danger to be. African Americans, for the most part, don't ask for trouble. You know, they don't ask to be shot. They don't ask to be profiled when they're walking down the street, you know, when they just get out the deli. They don't ask for that. Unless you're doing some crazy shit, you know, on the corner selling drugs or, you know, acting like hooligans or whatever.
And that's a different thing, too, because I don't believe any drug should be illegal, but...
I believe the same thing. I bet you if you legalize heroin, regulate it, you won't have as many deaths, one. You won't have as many gang activity between each other. People won't be fighting over drugs, fighting over money. It's a real thing. I promise you that would be it. If you regulate it, it's possible.
Legalize all drugs. And I don't take any drugs. That's the crazy part too.
If you're gonna have alcohol, you're gonna have caffeine.
I mean, alcohol and tobacco do more harm than a lot of other drugs.
I mean, it does more harm than marijuana, of course. Like coffee, if you consider caffeine a drug, which I do. It's just whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Blue lives don't exist, one, and I don't care what the fuck you say.
You can support police officers and not. Like, obviously, you support police officers because you're paying for them when you pay your taxes. So that's supporting police officers.
Mm-hmm. No one is paying taxes for black people, like, or people of color, or oppressed people that exist in this nation.
Well, then people can say, "Oh, well, what about welfare?"
Yeah,
but most people on welfare are white people. So, I mean,
well, what about Obamacare? Oh, but most white people are on Obamacare.
Yeah,
that shit is some crazy shit that like when they're like, oh, what do they ask? Like, what's the difference between Obamacare and Affordable Health Care Act? They're like, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. What do they say? Like,
no, they were like, oh, Obamacare is a disaster. That's why I have the Affordable Care Act and, and shit like that. And then people are like, it's the same thing.
I remember when Obamacare like happened that the chef that my fraternity had, that he was our employee. Mm-hmm. When Obamacare passed, like, he's a white Wisconsin guy. And he's like, thank God for Obamacare. Like, I have insurance now. And he got it like quick. Like, it took like a whole week, the process. He's like, yeah, I got Obamacare. Now, as soon as it went in, you know, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, I got free healthcare.
That's
like,
cool.
It's a great thing. You know, there's that video of the guy who, through Obamacare, was able to get his treatment for his cancer and was able to survive. And he was telling Paul Ryan this. He's like, but if you repeal it, other people wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah, but I mean, for everybody, not everybody had that same story.
You're right.
Like, my dad had to change, I think, urologist or something to do with kidneys, I think, because they didn't take his healthcare anymore.
Wow.
So, and my dad is cool with Obama. Like, he has no problem with Obama.
Of course.
He just always mentions that every time he's talking about the good stuff. He always says, but I also did lose my doctor. So. Yeah, you gotta look at all sides. And
and I'm not saying that Obama was perfect, because by far he was not perfect. You know, he had like drone strikes. You know, that's a big thing. Had killed more than any other president. Also, that the technology existed more now. It makes more sense. I'm sure the next president. I'm sure Trump will kill more people in the 4 years that he did the eight years.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been a good episode. I like talking about issues like this. I want to be more informed and be able to spit other types of facts. And yeah, man, like
All
good
right.
shit.
Yeah, this was fun. Episode 20.
Yeah, episode 20. I don't know what we'll call this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hoping to have a Ask Sauce and Don episode. So please, just comment. You could tweet at us at Sauce and Don on Twitter. That's Facebook, Instagram at Sauce and Don. Ask us any question, whether it be hip hop, love advice, political advice. And it'll be great. It'll be funny. We hopefully it'll be funny. We'll bring a girl here. She'll ask us the questions, and we'll go back and forth. And yeah, thank you for listening, and we really appreciate your support.
Yeah, peace out, guys.
Peace.